Hey, welcome to Wisconsin Hot Rod Radio. I'm Captain Bob.
And I'm Arlo.
And here we are on the Fonza family.
Yeah.
So, if you're watching us now, you can kind of see us. Maybe, and listening to us.
Yeah, we're trying.
So, we're going to try something new here today.
Yeah, we're kind of doing our Skyping or distance social, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
We are, yeah.
We're trying, so.
We're staying far apart from each other.
We are, yeah.
We're wearing our masks. If I had a mask on, you wouldn't be able to hear me.
I know.
So, but again, we put it out to all the people out there.
Yeah.
Follow the rules, do what you got to do, and just be careful.
Yeah.
And everything hopefully will pass very soon.
But we can't be spreading this around.
We can't. Yeah, exactly.
So you and I advocated, if you got a hot rod, go out and take for a ride.
Have fun.
But just go do what you got to do. Yeah. Don't stop off anywhere. Don't do whatever.
No.
I see Menards is still open, and you can get some things over there. But other than that, they're even rationing now and getting into grocery stores over by me
that.
where
Walmart
they're
and all those,
only so many people at a time can go in. It's getting crazy.
Yeah, if you don't take this serious enough, it is something serious to take.
Well, the only way to stop it is not to socialize.
Exactly.
That's what they're telling us,
right.
And it makes sense, right?
It does.
It does make sense. So.
Exactly, and that's why we got to say the people we've been having on our show. And if you listened last week, we had Gary S.A. on from the actually 43rd annual Spring Jefferson show.
Yeah,
and we also had Slash on from the Guardians of the Children car event that's coming up. We're talking about it. We hate to say thanks for them for being on the show, but they've had to cancel their shows.
Yeah.
And because of what you just stated, they can't have people congregate and be groups.
Right.
And that we're letting the listeners out there know what's happening. Again, we want to thank some of the people that have sent us information wanting to know, do we have more information about shows going in June and July? As we'll state, just keep tuning in to us, checking our website.
Yeah.
People are holding off because we're all hoping and wishing that this is going to end in 3-4 days, which we know it's not, but we're all hoping and wishing that it's going to end soon. As we get that information, we'll put it out there.
You get it up as soon as you can.
Yeah.
I know you do. As soon as we hear something, it gets right up there. So
and I do contact some of them. I do call them, and they'll state to me that, we're just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen.
Right.
So that's why we don't change it yet, because we don't want to put a cancellation on it, and they're not going to cancel their event.
Right.
But then they usually call me back in a couple of days or a week later and say, we're
not going to go by rumor. We want to hear right from the promoter.
Which I'll put it out there.
What?
That's what happened. And we got an email here, which was, hi, my name is Karen. Mm-hmm. She's from the Wisconsin Early Mustangers.
Oh, yeah.
I am the communication coordinator. We're hoping to update our car show. And she's got on there that they usually have it at Venus Ford on May 17th of this year, which will be coming up. We're hoping you can update our listing and by adding the word canceled in front of the 38th annual All Ford Car Show.
Right, yeah.
So that's what we get, and then as soon as we get that, we put it on the website.
Right.
So if you can send us, if you are right now an organizer of an event and we have it on our website, and if you think it's going to be canceled or it's going to be canceled, let us know.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Right. You can call that number.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You got the number over there.
Yeah,
right?
you can call that number at...
I can see it in the camera. It's on your
414.
Let's see, I'm looking at your camera.
Yeah.
It's on your left shoulder.
Left shoulder there by the station there. 414-215-9477.
There you go. Or you can send it to comments at Wisconsin.
I probably could have held that up in front of the camera.
There you go, like that.
Yeah,
see, there
right
you go.
there.
There you go. Do it like that. Yeah.
There it is, right there. So give us a call.
Yeah.
But later today, we're going to have on a gentleman by the name of Gregg Knapp.
Yeah.
He's actually a member of the Wisconsin Street Rod Association.
Yeah.
And he had an exciting trip he went on.
He didn't. When we talked to him, I think it was World of Wheels.
Right.
He wasn't sure before he went it was going to be exciting, but he was pretty excited to tell us. I got to tell you about what goes on over there. So that'll be fun.
So went overseas, and he was able to get back in time.
Barely.
Which was good. Yeah, barely. Which was
but
good.
he's going to talk about the show itself that he went to. Yeah.
Exactly. And we're also going to have on our good friend Randy Henning.
Yeah. Wonder how they're doing down there.
Track owner of Great Lakes Dragaway. So.
The oldest consecutive track in the United States. We're very proud to have it here near Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Wonder how they're doing down there. What decisions they're having to make as well.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Yeah, because usually what happens is if you get, we always are handing out their information, but they always put out a great card. I'm holding that in front of the camera.
Yeah, they do.
That.
There you go.
They got a great card here, and it's got the month of April, May, June, July, August, September, and they have all kinds of things listed on there.
Yeah.
Plus, on the back, they have it by complete dates also,
It's quite a detailed list.
They do a great job of putting this information out there.
Yeah.
But we're going to find out because we're going to find out if April is going to be a good month for them, or
Right.
we don't know what's happening.
Right, exactly.
So, but a lot of people ask us, what's going on. Just again, keep tuning into us. That's for sure.
Yeah, keep checking in with us on the website. Again, go to the events. And Bob, you do a great job. Canceled on there as well, and some have been rescheduled.
Yep. Yes.
Right. Torque Fest was moved to fall, wasn't it?
Fall, right? So was
or somewhere moved later.
Yeah.
No, July 4th it was moved.
Yeah, July 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
There
exactly,
it was. Yeah,
right,
I'm thinking of all these shows that are moving. Yeah. So we'll see if that
the
works.
one that's moving to fall is the spring twist into spring dance.
That's what it is. That's what I'm thinking of.
And some people have said that, as I've talked to them, that we don't know if we're going to postpone the date, because if we move it to another month that things are going better, are we going up against other events? So some of the people have said, you know what, we're just going to wash it out this year and just come back stronger for 2022.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. I get it. You know, makes sense.
It does happen, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So we do have to put out a little bit of sad news out there.
Yeah. This hit hard.
Yeah. Good friend, which a lot of people, if you're listening to our show, and many years ago, you went to a car cruise that was always on a Wednesday night. Actually, one of the first ones that started.
Correct.
Was Solid Gold McDonald's.
Yeah.
Jim Patterson, which was the owner of Solid Gold McDonald's and quite a few other McDonald's in the area. We always had a car cruise there on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
And again, Solid Gold was the place to be because the memorabilia.
Jim was an innovator because before there was the Hard Rock Cafe, before all these celebrities started putting celebrity guitars and costumes from Elton John and all, whatever, Elvis stuff. Jim Patterson built Solid Gold McDonald's. And I know he got in trouble from McDonald's for that, too.
He did.
For the sign. He had a big sign put up there.
Yeah.
But the inside, you were sitting underneath the nostalgic vintage hair dryers for women. You sat on motorcycles.
Yeah, right.
I mean, this is going way back. You were sitting on motorcycles to eat. I'm talking about eating.
Yeah, right.
Record labels, costumes, Jimi Hendrix stuff, original.
Yes.
And as Jim told me,
The
years
piano
ago,
up front.
the moon.
The moon guy. Yeah.
Moon guy. From McDonald's. McKnight.
Yeah,
Is that what it
McKnight,
was?
yeah.
He was animated.
Yes.
Everything was animated with Marilyn Monroe.
Yes. Yeah.
But I remember Jim telling me, he said, you know how hard it was to get this memorabilia before the internet? And so he did a great job.
Yeah.
Love the guy.
You're right. And again, then later in the fall of the year, we'd always have the Dare Show there.
Which you produced.
Which was because I was part of the police department. And we always had a great event, 800 to 1,000 cars.
Yeah, it was fun.
We did all kinds of things. We had a good time. But the reason why we bring this up is because just about a week ago, Jim had passed away.
Yeah, a young guy, too.
Jim's been battling lung cancer for some time and some other health problems. He didn't pass away from coronavirus.
No.
He's been battling this for some time, and so on a heavy heart, we have to say that we've lost Jim. So we're going to cut out for a station break, and we're going to grab that phone call. So we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Hot Rod Radio. This is Arlo.
And this is Captain Bob, and here we are again on the Fonz FM. And this morning with us on the phone right now, we actually have a gentleman by the name of Gregg Knapp. And Gregg is actually a member of the Wisconsin Street Rod Association.
Number one, yeah. Good morning, Gregg.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, good morning.
So, you're our member of the Wisconsin Street Rod Association, correct?
Correct, I am.
Now, how many years have you been a member?
Well, let's see, since 1983.
Wow.
Okay. So you were 12 at the time.
I was actually a little older than that, but I'm still a member in good standing, so yeah.
Okay, good. They didn't kick you out yet. That's good.
And we've got down in the future here, we're going to be talking about an event that we're going to be coming to, hopefully, that we're going to be coming to, but I know you guys are kind of having meetings on that, if that's going to happen at the Concord House, and we won't talk about that this morning, but let's hope that kind of comes through. But right now, what we want to talk about is you actually had a very interesting trip a while back ago. Now, again, this is before some of this all happened here. You were in Australia, correct?
Well, we first went to New Zealand and then on to Australia. It was an 18-day trip. It was a bucket list item on my wife's bucket list. So I decided, well, if I go over there, I want to find something that interests me other than all the people. And
kangaroos.
And kangaroos, yeah.
Yeah.
and emus. I found the emus
Ooh.
run around with the kangaroos
Okay.
in the field we were out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was an interesting trip.
So the thing that you actually went to go find out is you were at a car event, correct?
Right. Let's see. The Power Cruise Sydney 2020.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it was in an industrial area just outside of Sydney. So it wasn't our planned trip. It was more or less something that was the carrot that got me to go on this trip, that I found something I wanted to do.
Yeah, I like the carrot, yeah.
And let's see. The director of the, our tour, she kind of more or less found out about the thing and said she couldn't book it for us, but she gave us instructions on how to take a train.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the train was a taxi ride. And we met, as we got dropped off by the taxi in the front gate, and all I could see in the horizon was tire smoke.
Oh, and you were hooked. You were hooked. There's the carrot, right?
Yeah.
That was the carrot. And basically, I didn't know too much, but I thought it was more or less like a car show.
Mm-hmm.
I found out quite differently that the Australians do it much different than we do it.
Okay. How is that?
Yeah, let us know.
Their thing is a driving event. They race on a track that was a Formula One track
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
outside Sydney, because they have all, if you look there, the garages and all the numbers of the famous drivers that been there and all that. So it was kind of cool history.
Mm-hmm.
And as we walk up, because we were on foot, the noise of these things, because they were unmuffled. And as I told you before, we walked past the backstretch, and that was a big, long straightaway. And all these guys would come off the corner, and then they'd kind of more or less stop, and then they just light them up the whole backstretch, as much smoke as you could make. And I thought, wow, these guys are kind of crazy. Well, as we're walking by, we're past this one car that had both rear tires completely blown.
Wow.
They were running on their rims.
Wow.
And then when we walked to the pits, these guys were coming to the pits. They actually pulled trailers or had, their haulers, and they'd pull out two more tires, basically
Really?
junkyard tires, and they'd put two more on, and they'd go out and do it again.
Jeez.
I was just marveled by the way they were handling the day.
Yeah.
They only had one basic rule, other than you paid to have your car on the track.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ask the guy what it was, but they did ask if I wanted to be a rider. I could approach anybody, and for a $5 wristband that they put on you, you could go ride around on the track with them.
Wow.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
you'd have to make friends with them. And it wasn't guaranteed that you could find a ride, but he says it's quite common that you would see 4 people in a car.
Oh, a lot. Okay.
So they had their wives in there, their girlfriends,
Mm-hmm.
and their 2 buddies in the back seat. And they all had their cell phones out and their digital cameras and whatnot, movie cameras, and they would actually be taking pictures of them going around.
Now, I got to ask a question, Greg. What kind
Sure.
of cars are these? I mean, are they the regular muscle cars and hot rods like we got here, or are they imports, or what are they?
Well, basically, it's kind of unusual. They have a lot of 4-door cars there,
Okay.
which would be like they weren't real long like our Impalas and our full-size LTDs, but they were kind of in the class of the 4-door Chevelles and
Okay.
not Bonnevilles.
Okay, like the Le Mans type, the mid-size type cars?
Right, and they basically they would put these big blowers on there that would be sticking out of the hood, putting out probably the one guy I talked to, he had 700. He just put it together. 785 dyno test horsepower car.
Wow.
Wow.
He was just breaking in. His dad. I was talking to his dad. He was riding around the track. His dad says he told him on day one, don't blow it on the first day. Break it in.
Yeah.
Good advice.
The shakedown, right?
Yeah.
The shakedown, we call it here. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a shakedown thing. But some of the cars were, the people were out there just the fun of being on the track. And to me, it looked like they were more out, going at a faster rate, but they were more out for a Sunday drive.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't as nuts as, I would say 70% of them were crazy and just whenever they could, they'd light it up, and then the other 30% was just following them around, seeing what they were doing.
Yeah.
And the one rule they had was you had to blow a 0.00000 alcohol content.
Interesting.
Makes
okay.
sense. Yeah, that's cool.
Wow. Okay.
And that was the basic one rule. And they set them out in like 50 cars at a time. They'd line them up, and I don't know what time span. It would seem like they were out there for like 15 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and then a big gate came across the back or the front straightaway, and they made them go off the track. Then the next 50 cars after the last one was off the track would send out the next 50 cars.
Okay.
So you're seeing all different cars, and like I say, I've seen cars with numbers of 800 on them, and they were all over the hillside and in the back there.
Wow. Wow. That's a big show.
So it's kind of like a big thing. And I was there on day one.
Okay.
And this was on a Friday. So there were, as we were coming in or leaving in the afternoon, there were cars coming in on trailers. So I believe it went bigger than that. Somebody'd have to be actually on there. They do have a website that you can look it up and see some of the craziness, because they do post the videos of their event on there.
So now this is open up to kind of all like street cars. Can they bring regular race type cars, like drag cars there too? Like, it's open to anything?
Well, I wouldn't call them drag cars. There were no rails or anything like that.
Okay.
These were all super hyped up show cars, I would call them. Or gas prices there are so expensive. It's at the time we were going there, it was $1.49 a liter.
A liter. Okay.
And it's 3.8, I believe, liters to a gallon.
Right.
So times that by that, so they were just under $6 a gallon.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't imagine something that's putting out about 4 miles to the gallon.
Right.
A very popular driven car there.
Now, did you get a chance to go in one of the cars?
Go in one? No, I just walked up. I was taking tons of pictures because I had my big professional camera there, and I shot 242 pictures just of the cars.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Then you got to send those to me. Some of those.
Yeah, I'll send some. Like I said, I got some good ones, and I did on my cell phone take a couple short movie clips just because they were exciting.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't get it. In retrospect, I probably would have bought a little movie camera more than my cell phone to do a movie this thing. That would have been a better deal than my long still camera.
Well, you didn't know. You went kicking and dragging, right?
Yeah.
And you get over there and you're like, "Wow, this is pretty cool."
Well, now that you've been a member of the Wisconsin Street Rod Association, is this going to be a new event that you're going to try to get the club now to start here too?
Well, believe it or not, they hold. I think it's like 7 or 8 events a year.
Okay. Wow.
And there's actually one in the USA.
What?
I didn't know this. Yes, this is a fact. If you look it up, Power Cruise, it's in Brainerd, Minnesota. It's in the first week of August.
Yeah.
Way up there, past back to the 50s up in Brainerd.
Yeah.
Like 45 minutes north of St. Paul, something like that.
Really?
So I found out they had it there, and that, of course, it would be all our cars. and I don't know with the insurance and all that how it would go over there. Like I say, do us Americans have crazy people like that? Willing to burn their things, and well, I guess we do.
Yeah.
But when I found that out, because I bought a T-shirt that had listed all this year's events on it.
Yeah.
When I said Brainerd, Minnesota,
Yeah.
I've never heard of this. Well, I didn't hear of it before I went to
Right.
Australia. But like I told you, it was my carrot. I had to find something to do with car related.
Now, this isn't done for competition, or is it just done just come and have fun and knock yourself out?
Knock yourself out.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Have fun. Everybody there, I've never met a friendlier bunch of people.
Yeah.
Than the Aussies and the New Zealanders. They all, well, I guess they liked our with what's on in the world, which is just before it all happened.
Yeah.
That I don't know if they knew it was coming down. I knew that in both places they were saying it was Chinese New Year's, and a lot of them, that's when they vacationed down to these two countries.
Yeah.
And they said they were already shut down, and like all the hotels weren't doing great business, and restaurants, so it was down. So
well,
something I learned there.
I'll tell you, Greg, sounds like, you had a really fun time there.
Yeah.
And we met a gentleman from New Zealand last year at the SEMA show, and he did mention, he says that they are unbelievably car people over there.
Yeah.
He said almost bigger than the United States. He said in his neighborhood alone, he said he's got like 9 or 12 guys that all have hot rods, and he said and that's just a small neighborhood.
Right.
But so I mean, you came across something that was quite exciting to go see. Cool. Let me tell you.
Yeah, and the gentleman I was talking before, where his son was breaking in the car, both those cars were American cars, bought in America and brought over.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
So our cars are big over there if they can get them and afford them.
Right.
So what? You didn't happen to see like a blue '66 Dodge Charger there, did you? I sold a car and it got shipped overseas. I was just kind of wondering.
Oh no, I didn't see a Charger. Both the father and the son, they were both driving Ford products. One was a Torino, and I forget
Torino.
Wow.
What the other one was. But
right.
Because he was out on the track all the time,
and
and a lot of the cars kind of look like American cars. The Aussie, what's the one over there? Holden.
Yeah, Holden. Right. Yeah. Yep.
GM version. At the time we were there, the week I was there, that's when Holden shut down all production.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, I remember reading that in the news. Right. Okay. For good.
Right.
They shut it down for good.
And
and
the DJ of the event said, I guess Holden isn't holding on no more.
Right. Yeah. They're not.
And that was a statement.
Yeah, listen. Go ahead.
Me, myself, and I owned a 2004 Pontiac GTO, which was a Holden car. So I actually owned a Holden car.
Really? Wow.
No.
So
small world, my friend.
Well, I'll tell you what, Greg, we're just about almost out of time here. We appreciate you being on our show this morning, and we're glad you made it back from Australia, and you're stuck there. But then I'll tell you what.
Sounds like you would have liked it.
Yeah, I'll say if be stuck there, it'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was fun, and like I say, New Zealand was a nice place.
Yeah.
Over there, I didn't see it myself, but one of our fellow tour guys took a picture for me of a 30 Model A that a lady had there. She had it all painted pink. She was dressed in pink, the guy said, and the license plate was pink.
Wow.
Oh, really? Wow. Maybe it was pink.
Yeah.
The entertainer, maybe it was her.
It was very pink.
Yeah, it could be her. Yeah.
And I didn't see her or the car because we were walking a different part of the town.
Yeah.
And I seen one other Impala there, 62 Impala that was a really nice shape.
Cool.
But like I say, it costs too much to drive our cars around there. So unless there's a special event, I don't think they come out of their garages.
Yeah. Wow.
Right.
Well, very good. Well, Greg, again, thanks for being on our show. We appreciate it this morning. And
Okay.
we're going to hope to see you coming up, hopefully maybe by next month at another event here. That's for sure.
It's all pending on how we see the epidemic subsiding.
Yep.
But I'm not. I'll just put it downer. I'm not too hopeful.
Yeah.
Depending on the way everything's happening right now.
Correct.
So,
right.
We got to be safe. That's for sure.
Right.
So. And you guys be safe too.
All right. Well, thanks, Greg. We appreciate it. Yeah. All right. We're going to cut off for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to hopefully Randy Henning from Great Lakes Dragaway. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to Wisconsin Hot Rod Radio. This is Captain Bob.
And this is Arlo.
And here we are again on the Fonz FMA. So we want to say thanks very much to Gregg Knapp from the Wisconsin Street Rod. Cool event he was there in Australia.
Yeah, we know that ran long, but it's pretty cool stuff. He kept coming up with more things.
Exactly.
Talk about a guy who didn't want to go. Yeah. Now he wishes he was back there.
Yeah, back in Australia. Yeah. But, he talked about they were doing a lot of smoking of tires and drag racing. And now we have one of the famous guys on our show right now.
Yeah.
We actually have the owner and operator of Great Lakes Dragaway, Randy Henning. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning. How are you?
We are fine.
Good.
So, you've, again, as we always state, Great Lakes Dragaway, the oldest consecutive track of its kind, still running in the United States, which we're very proud about that, to be here in Wisconsin, to have that track. And you and Claire and all your team have been doing a great job in maintaining and keeping Great Lakes Dragaway running.
Yes, we have. We've worked hard for the last 25 years. Marcel Cooper, who's my partner, has worked hard all along with us, and we're getting ready for the 2020 racing season. He's been as we speak right now.
Wow. So what are you up to? I mean, what are you doing down there?
Well, we're painting. We're cutting grass. We're sweeping. We've spent some time tuning up the computer in the tower so that we can get the proper ETs. We have 3 computers that are interchangeable, and we've been making sure all 3 of them are up to date. And starting to work on grass because the grass is growing. We can't let that get away from us or it will. And spraying for weeds and all those mundane things that you have to do that you don't even notice when you come to a park like ours.
There you go. That's right. That's right.
Well, what's kind of cool about the track is, and I mentioned this last year, I had to stop over by you to pick up some things, some flyers and things from you, and this was a year ago, and we did it again in 220. But I mentioned Arlo. I said it was such a cool feeling. The down home track. I said very, personal. You and Claire were there. It wasn't like going into some huge racetrack. And I'm take like Las Vegas racetrack where you're sitting in a huge office talking to some big CEO that could care less. You guys care a lot about the people and everybody that comes there, and that's what I think is so important about Great Lakes Dragaway.
Well, thank you very much. We've worked hard to make our track not the biggest track, but the biggest little track around the United States.
Yeah, that's right. I love that. And, you always have some cool things going on there, too. Now, we always mention, too, that at one point you kind of built a back parking lot, which turned out to be the drifting track for the imports, and which is kind of cool, too, correct?
That's correct. It's working out real well for us, and we've been working all winter long on expanding it. The area around that track needed a lot of fill, and we've probably got 1,000 truckloads of fill in over the winter, and we're going to make that track 4 times as big as it is.
Whoa,
parking
really?
lot for when we're busy, and when we're not having a Memorial Day or Labor Day, we'll have a bigger area for drifting.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow. That's pretty cool you capitalized on that, because you get a lot of the guys coming up from Chicago, right, for the drifting?
Oh, yes, we are really happy that we got into drifting. It was funny because I spent 24 years trying to make sure people didn't do burnouts in the grass, and I built this new parking lot for supplementing our pit area. And as soon as it was done, the asphalt wasn't even cold. The guy comes up to me and goes, "Can we do donuts over there?" I go, "What do you mean we do donuts over there?" He said, "Well, you heard of drifting?" I go, "Not really." He says, "Well, let me show you something on my phone." And he pulled up some things on his phone and showed people drifting. And he says, "This is what we want to do here." I says, "Okay, let's figure out how to do it."
Wow.
And that's how we got started on that.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Well, I want some of the big events, if you want to do a little rundown, can you? What are some of the big events that are actually at Great Lakes Dragaway?
Well, we're going to miss out on a bunch of stuff because we're not going to be open for the month of April, but I'll read you some stuff off here. And we hopefully will be able to have some of the stuff that's starting in May.
Cool. So now
I'll go to the biggest thing in June, which is going to be the out-of-sight drags on Friday, June 26th, and Saturday, June 27th.
Oh, yeah.
We certainly think that that's far enough down the road that we're absolutely going to have that.
Okay.
And we'll have cars that are pre-67 vintage drag cars coming from all over the country, and we should have an excellent show for a grassroots type event in the middle of June.
That's cool. That's cool. Now you
And of course,
yeah, go ahead.
the week before that, we're going to have Anarchy No Prep. That's on June 13th. We'll also have it on September 12th, and that should be as big as it's ever been. No Prep is still a big thing around here.
Now, when you say no prep, explain to our listeners, what does that mean?
Well, that really means that we don't go out of our way to make the track super good. You can't take all the prep out of it because we spray glue on the track 5 days a week for the whole year.
Yeah.
But for the week before Anarchy, we don't prep the track. We don't spray no extra glue on the thing. And we get it down to where it's not the kind of track where it takes your shoes off, where on most days it will. And it kind of levels the playing field, and people have to be able to tune their cars to the track instead of just going out there and putting their foot to the floor and hoping for the best.
Okay.
So it puts a lot of skill out there for the drivers and the tuners of those cars.
Okay. All right. Any other events coming up?
Oh, well, we've got a lot of stuff. We're going to have July 3rd, we're going to have Jet Car Spectacular, which we will have jets from California, Nevada, down south. We'll have about 10 or 12 jets from around the country here doing the jet show, and we'll have some other cars to go along with it. Hopefully we'll have some alcohol funny cars, and we'll have the Chicago Wise guys also on that day. But you have to remember that the bread and butter of our track is that we have 6 days a week for people that can come out and run their own car most of those days. And we start out on Tuesday, and we have motorcycle night. And on Wednesday, we have ladies' night. On Thursday, we have slicks only. And on Friday, we have unusual streetcar events where we try to cater to people that would otherwise street race if they weren't coming to Great Lakes Dragaway.
Oh. Well, now, we got to ask, this had been a hard decision, and, I know you're cooperating with all the rules that are out there, but to be closed for the month of April, that just had been a kind of a hard decision for you, correct?
It wasn't fun at all, but when you lock down the entire state of Wisconsin, and then the people in Illinois locked down Illinois and told people to stay home, we're just not going to get the kind of spectator and car count that we would have to run. And basically, if you read the governor's rules, we're only allowed to do a few things out here, which one of them is that we can work on maintaining our own facility so that it stays as good as it can possibly stay, so that it doesn't degrade during the time that we're closed.
Okay.
That's good.
And that's basically what we're doing right up to where we were testing the timing system yesterday.
Okay.
And we ran a couple of cars down the track just to make sure that it was working good, and then we dragged the track and prepped it a little bit. So we're basically open for minimum basic operations, according to the governor. For the purpose of this order, basic operations include maintaining the value of our business, preserving the condition of our business, physical plant and equipment, and ensuring security for our facility.
There you go.
And that's as far as we can go.
All right. Well, I would look at it as being safe because, to me, you're a quarter mile down the track and the other guy's a quarter mile the other way. Hey, I mean, it's more than 6 feet, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is, but
so
we have to get an exemption. They won't even let people golf in the state of Wisconsin.
No, they don't. They took away the golf
cart.
cart. So, what you're saying is that social distancing at 10.3 seconds?
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that would be a good line for when we open up again. We social distancing at 7 seconds.
There you go. Right.
Well, Randy, again, we appreciate you being on the show this morning.
Appreciate you guarding that track down there.
Exactly.
By the way, appreciate everyone does. You're taking care of that track for us all. Appreciate that, man.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, keep it up. And, we're going to keep every week, as the track opens up in May, which we're crossing our fingers, we're going to keep mentioning what's going on down there all the time, too, for you guys. So make sure we get a lot of people coming down and enjoying the track, okay?
Sounds excellent. Thank you very much for having me on.
All righty.
Thanks, Randy.
All right, well, we're going to cut out for another station break. When we come back, we still got more to talk about. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Hot Rod Radio. This is Arlo.
And this is Captain Bob, and here we are again on the
Fonz
Fonz FM.
Yeah.
So, we want to say thanks very much to Randy Henning.
Yeah.
Great guy. Him and his lovely dove, Claire.
Claire.
They do a great job at the track there. If you've never been to Great Lakes Dragaway, make sure you stop there this summer. Check it out.
I like that. It's, what did he call it? The littlest...
The littlest, biggest track
ever.
Yeah.
And a lot of big celebrities go there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's well known throughout.
Which you and I have been
54, 53, 55 is when it started.
Yeah, you and I have been to the Vegas track. We've been to other tracks.
Which you were talking to him about,
right?
Yeah.
And, they're cool. I mean, because, they're obviously very modern and everything else.
Yeah.
But you take Great Lakes Dragaway, you just feel very comfortable there.
Oh, yeah.
You can walk out into the pits. You can see all the people that are out there.
Yeah.
Everybody's friendly. You can get right up to the cars.
It's very intimate, if I may
It
say
is,
that,
yeah.
to be manly.
Yeah, they got the food things set up there. They got the store there. They got the little kind of bar cafe type thing in there. They've done a great job.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
And and they keep building on it.
Yes.
So I like the drifting story that he
Yeah.
told. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, we knew kind of that story, but this is the first time he's really put it out in the public. And God bless those kids that came by and said, "Hey, can we use that?"
Yeah.
And now he's going to make it bigger.
Yeah. Again, they're always thinking over there, so it's just kind of cool.
Yeah, good for them.
Check it out.
Yeah.
So really kind of cool. We'd love to say what's going on this weekend,
Yeah.
but your famous words are
Well, right now,
Nothing.
my famous words, nothing. But again, it's April. But I'm just going to say, go to WisconsinHotRodRadio.com, go click on the events, and scroll through everything. Bob's done a great job in saying canceled. If it doesn't say canceled, call the promoter that's
Right.
listed there on that.
Right.
And Bob's got all the information there. Call that promoter and say, are you on or are you off? And that's the only way to find out. But our list is really accurate at this point, as far as we
Exactly.
can tell. We're keeping up with everybody.
Because things are being canceled
Yep.
and things aren't happening,
Yeah.
we want to say hi to Rich.
I
because-
love this story.
Yeah, because Rich,
Yeah.
listens to our show. And
Yeah.
hi, Rich. How you doing, Rich? Hopefully we can get some pictures out on this, too. But he said, just a note to lift some hope in such a downer time.
Yeah.
I've been building some cool models through this unbelievable time and would like to show them to my fellow hot rodders.
Yeah.
The only thing I can do is send them the pics to your phone, so they're on my phone. We'll try to get those out.
Mm-hmm.
But he built some cool models. He built a 41 Willys, a cool dragster, rail dragster. Built what I like. He did like a little diorama thing. He did a Ed's gas station with like Ed Roth's pinstriping shop right next to it, and a couple of cool cars around it.
Nice.
So
Nice.
that's what's
And,
happening now.
A lot of good's coming out of this, and one of it is that people are talking. They're doing models and they're doing kinds of things. I got out my slot car race set.
There you go.
I cleaned it all up, and because I have the grandkids staying with me, and he's going to learn how to control that controller.
There you go.
And it isn't cooked up to a screen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Remember that? The cars would flip off.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you couldn't. Yeah, just hit another button.
Yeah,
put
so
it
I'm
back on.
getting my little steel wool out and cleaning up because of the rails.
Here's what somebody told me.
Yeah.
And a good friend of mine that was on the police department here, him and I talked because
Yeah.
we talked about Jim Patterson.
Yeah.
But there's a tragedy because we're losing a lot of people. But he said, in
Yeah.
a way, this has happened to all of us to make us slow down
I think so. Yeah.
and to think about how precious life is.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're all slowing down right now. We're spending a lot more time with our doing things like you just said.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, and it's forcing us to socialize differently,
Yeah.
and it's okay. I'm going to mention Motor Trend
Yeah.
on Facebook and Instagram. All the celebrities of Motor Trend are doing. They did a skit because now they're all separate.
Mm-hmm.
They did a skit called the Brady Bunch.
Okay.
They've done all kinds of Jeopardy show. It's been a riot. So a lot of these, like Chip Foose and all these guys, are all on camera by themselves. They're not together. Somebody's assembling that. But Chris Jacobs, remember Chris Jacobs?
Yeah.
He kind of is the host of each show. and they did Bueller's Day Off. So
Oh,
they had,
yeah.
So they did all that kind of stuff, and every week they come out with some fun thing, and they're keeping important, they're keeping real. So
Yeah.
a lot of fun stuff.
Which, if you think
out
about
there.
that too, I mean,
Yeah.
how it's going to affect that in the movie making business because
Oh, gosh,
they
yeah.
can't even get together. So
Well,
we're going to see probably when they usually have the fall lineup of shows. Will it be there? It might not
I don't
be
know.
there.
I don't know. It's going to change the landscape, I think, of movie making too, because people are accepting now this camera,
But not us.
this camera business.
We're always still live.
Well, yeah, we're radio.
Yeah, we're radio, and we're always
We're gonna
at-
try
and We're always
anyways.
at a distance.
We're going to try, but they're accepting this crappy video look and feel to
Yeah.
it, and everything's fine. And my granddaughter's walking around talking to her friends through Skype.
Yeah, you're right.
And she's walking around the house and this is Grandpa, and here's this and this and that, and it's a way to connect. We don't like it. I'm
No.
not saying this is what
Right,
we
right,
should be doing,
right.
or continue to
like
do.
you said,
but
we're forced to do right now.
we're forced to do it.
We might be maybe doing in the future here a cool car show. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Something we'll fill everybody in.
Yeah,
So,
that'd be fun
but
if we do
people
that.
are still sending us their information, which is kind of good.
Yeah.
Actually, we have our good friend Ken Dukow sent us some information on he's selling parts of a 1937 Pontiac.
Yeah.
Now, when he first sent over the pictures, it was like, parts for a 37 Pontiac? This is a cool car.
Yeah. Right.
And then he sent the
well,
second
first
picture.
he sent the parts. I thought, okay,
Yeah,
parts.
right.
Individual
Right.
here, individual there.
Yeah.
Then he sent a picture of the car.
And it was actually the
A complete car.
passenger side.
Right.
And it was like, wow,
Okay.
this is a nice looking car. Are you going to strip this thing down?
I know.
Then he sent another picture of the driver's side.
Yeah, the before and after.
We can understand why he's parting it out.
Yeah.
It looked like it was a rollover.
Did we hear? Was it? It had to have been. I mean,
yeah,
it's all
yeah,
crumpled in on
yeah,
that side.
really
I mean,
bad.
crumpled and rolled.
Yeah.
Oh.
So check it out. It's on our website. So if you're looking for some parts or, you might be parting out the engine, transmission, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. What is it again?
It's a 1937 Pontiac.
Pontiac.
Two-door
Okay.
coupe.
Wow.
So, and then I got to say, here's kind of cool. A gentleman by the name of John sent us some information, and it's on our website too.
Yeah.
My name is John, and I'm a past Nash Club member.
Yeah.
And he gave his number, who's looking to buy an original or restored old Nash. Over the years, I have owned a 1932, a 1939, and a 1942 Nash sedan, and hoping to find another nice car and rejoin the club. I tend to like cars from the 1928 to 1955, with a preference for 1932 to 1939. However, I am open to all years. If you have an old, nice Nash for sale or know of one, please feel free to reach out to me, which is really kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because his email's on there. I am located in Northern California and open to cars in the U.S.
Right.
So, kind of cool.
Nice. Very cool. We know Nash people.
We know Nash people.
Yeah, they listen to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
So.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Joe, if you're listening to the show,
Yeah.
you know people with Nashes.
Right.
So maybe you might be able to help out John here. So we got to say thanks very much for sending us that information.
You
Keep
bet.
it up. Again, we have Doug Wolf's trailer on there, which we said that might be our new
Isolation.
trailer we should have. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I don't know.
We go to shows and just kind of pull
Pull in there and
look out the window.
wave out the window kind of thing.
So, but keep tuning in.
Yeah.
Now, next week, we're going to have on a young lady that's going to be running an event here in town.
Yeah.
And again, we're going to find out what's going on with it.
Yeah.
But we're going to have Katie from Be Lazy Diner on. And
It's coming up.
Yeah, we'll
It's
find
coming
out.
up,
Again, we don't know what's happening in May. We don't know what's happening in June. But
Right.
we'll just keep that information out there for
Right.
everybody.
Yeah.
So, as we always say here on Wisconsin Hot Rod Radio,
Be there.
or be safe and healthy. We're out of here.